Hi everyone, this is teacher Sharon from Shalom Music. In this video, I would like to share my teaching method and the final goal for my piano class students, so the parents could understand the stage of your child's musical development or yourself. First, if you think about the process of learning music, it is very similar to the acquisition of a language. When we first learn English, we learn the letters from the alphabet. And then you learn the words, the vocabularies, and you use the vocabularies to make a sentence. And then you will be able to write, including the essay. So let's go back to the alphabet. So what would be the alphabet in music then? Well, I say it would be the scale. I'm pretty sure you have heard of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? This is called the major scale. Students could create music out of this basic musical alphabet. And then what do you do after learning the alphabet? We accumulate the knowledge of vocabularies. And the vocabulary in music becomes the chords. When we memorize the words, we use visualization. But when we memorize the chords, we use cold audiation. The word audiation was first used by Dr. Edwin Gordon. Just as when we say apple, the image of a red apple comes to mind. When we say the C major chord, the notes come right into your mind. And that is the audiation. It is almost impossible to learn chords and scales without audiation. For example, when violinists play scales, they don't memorize the fingerboard. They adjust the pitch by listening to the sound. For pianists, we play the scales through sound and fingering. No one plays scales by counting from the black keys to the white keys. So how can students activate that ability called audiation? Surprisingly easy. It can be developed through singing. Numerous music researchers have concluded that audiation and singing are essential elements for musical development and can achieve the goal of more effective music education. In addition, numerous studies have announced that singing is an activity that can improve children's cognitive and vocabulary skills and boost achievement skills such as self-confidence. So when students are in this stage, I teach them so many songs with the basic chords. You need a context to understand the vocabulary you just learned, right? So singing is a perfect tool for them to acquire new chords they are learning. As a matter of fact, music is largely divided into two elements, tonality and rhythm. If students learn these two elements at the same time, it'll cause them confusion. So Dr. Gordon suggested that tonality and rhythm should be trained separately and then synthesized after they have been acquired to a certain extent. However, then what is the intersection of tonality and rhythm? Yes, it's singing. It turns out that training those two elements through songs is the most effective. That's why I sing all the time with students during the lesson. So the next step is sentences. Then what would be the sentences in music? It would be the chord progression. The chord progression is like a grammar. We memorize the vocabularies and know the words like I, apple, eat. But we have to say them in proper order. Subject, verb, object. I ate an apple, right? Likewise, in music, when chords are played in the right order, beautiful music can be created. So in this stage, students will learn the 2-5-1 chord progression, which is very fundamental for little composers. And they will learn how to dictate music as well. When students hear a musical phrase, they should be able to play it on the piano or transcribe it with the music note. Then after sentences, it extends to paragraphs. In music, at this stage, students learn phrasing and play the complex chord progressions, such as secondary dominant, modal interchanges, or transpositions, where the key changes. And at this stage, improvisation becomes possible. I'm saying this with the simple words, but it actually requires to know at least 200 words to write a paragraph. So students who reach this level should know at least 200 chords to be able to improvise. Of course, you can say something with 10 words, but they are very limited to express yourself. Music is similar. Next, it becomes an essay. Then students will learn the structure, ABA sonata form or rondo form in jazz, theme, instrumental solo, and theme. Once they reach this level, they have enough ability to write a song. Well, the genres can be diverse. It could be a piano solo, or I think they could write something like pop, Christian music, or symphony. As you all probably guessed, what comes after an essay? A thesis. Yes, it is a thesis. It is about making music by gathering all you have learned. At this point, students should know about 1,000 chords, and they will be able to play with not only complex chord progressions, but also have a full understanding of tonality and rhythm. Then students can try or create a new style of music, and at this point, you can say that they have been taught almost everything from the teacher could teach. They will become a music expert who could analyze and compose musical pieces. Music is a field of art. Art is most valuable when it comes to creating something. And there is a significant difference between one playing as a composer and another one playing as a performer. If you give a biology textbook to a child, they will be able to read a few words, but they will not really understand what it means. However, when a biologist reads a book, they'll fully understand for sure. They both could read, but there is a huge difference between their understanding. So my ultimate goal in teaching is to help students create their own music. When I create something, the only person who knows the most about it is me. So they will be able to understand music better when they actually create it. Some people like classical music, some to jazz, and some to hip-hop. I think it is a blessing to be able to create and rearrange the music I love. I struggle every day to provide a better music education to my students. So if you want your children to join me on this journey, you're always welcome. Shalom Music will try to give you and your children the best music education program until the day when little musicians change the world. Thank you.